Hello everyone. Excellent evening everyone. Excellent evening to every one of us. We're all highly welcome to this evening's broadcast. Wow. I'm back home. This is Niger. Hey, it was a very long trip and I thank God that I'm back home. At least when you see the background and see life, you know that this is real life in Ibafo, Ogun State, Nigeria. So you're all highly welcome. Today we're going to be looking at our business, time. Today is our business time. On Thursdays, we talk about business, your business health, your financial health, and things like that, okay? On Mondays, we look at your physical health, your medical health, and the rest. And then on Wednesday, we look at food, diet. Like last week, Wednesday, I was in Houston, and while in Houston, I also did life with us in Houston right there. We looked at let me see, do I remember what we did? Yes, I think I used them. Yes, I remember because I came home with them. We did some peanut cookies, okay? Healthy peanut cookies, peanut butter, and we did 2 types. You can go and watch it. So on Wednesdays we talk about health. We do practicals on healthy foods, healthy snacks. We talk about how food can help you live healthy on Wednesday. So on Wednesday we did, I call it American donkwa. We have done Nigerian donkwa. So that Wednesday I taught us American donkwa. You can go and watch it. Very interesting, very nice, good, okay? So that's what we did on Wednesday. I still have my snacks. I'm also taking them afternoon or night, 2 or 3. It will fill you and you will feel very good, okay? So today we're looking at proven strategies, some proven strategies that will help you overcome depression and achieve success, okay, in business. So we're going to look at proven strategies to help you overcome, to help you first of all prevent. For those whose businesses are not depressing them, I tell you, it's not easy. Even me, I tell you, this last month, I'm like, oh my goodness, what's this, okay? But because I already know this and I practice it, I was able to come out of it. So we're going to be looking at proven strategies to overcome depression and then achieve success. And if you have already entered depression, we're also going to be looking at some tips for you to come out of it, okay? Remember to join me live on TikTok, Aging with Grace, Instagram, Aging with Grace, and YouTube, Aging with Grace, and of course, Facebook, Aging with Grace. Please feel free to follow, share, like, comment, ask questions, and also follow us on our WhatsApp on +234 703 515 1642, and I'm going to also pin it now, +234 703 515 1642. That is my WhatsApp number where you can actually get me and get me to talk with me if you need personal counsel, okay? So if you're not already there, you better go and chat me so that you will be there. And that's where I also give people updates on my programs, in different places. So I'll just pin my WhatsApp number and we get going. My WhatsApp number is +234 703 515 1642, +234 703 515 1642, okay? So you can chat me on that number, 703 515 1642. All right. +234 703 515 1642 is my WhatsApp number, okay? So chat me on this number and you get personal counsel, okay? All right. So I'm going to pin it and we get going. Like I said, today we're looking at proven strategies, some proven strategies to overcome depression in business and achieve success. So if you haven't entered it, what you can do not to enter it, because I tell you, I don't know, for those of us who did business this year, January was better than February, better than March, like that. It was just going down. I don't know what is happening next year, but all I know is that we will overcome in the name of Jesus. and we shall see the better part of our businesses again, the blossoming, the profiting, the very, very great part of it again in the mighty name of Jesus. I look forward to 2025, and I know 2025 is going to be great for me and going to be great for you. All right, so we all know that. So if you join me live, you can greet, so I can welcome you to this evening's broadcast. It's those that greet that I'll greet. Hello, Chibuzo, how are you? Good evening, Chibuzo Adachiku. God bless you for joining me and being the first to chat. Hello, Adeyemi Esther. Good evening, Grace. How are you? How is Abuja? All right, so you're highly welcome. I'm sure we know that it's no secret that in this world, it's not just Nigeria, let me tell you. Of course, I'm coming from Canada and USA. Businesses are all having the same issue. I was in UK, I think I came back from UK in July or so. Everywhere it's like that. So it's just all over. Like I was telling people when I came back from UK, before I used to buy camisoles when I travel, a lot of camisoles, then I give it to people because that's one thing I know can size many people. This time when I went to look at the prices of those camisoles, I just did roundabout thought. You know what they call that? Something that I'll chatter so many, give so many people. When I reached that place, I just did like this. I just went around it. Because the thing had tripled. I'm telling you, tripled from last year to now. The same in Canada. They don't even just enter anywhere to say I'm buying anything, you know, like that. It's only my birthday gift that my husband did for me. I had to go and try out the things. All right. So it's no secret that there is high pressure in the world of business today, and you know that can actually have some unfortunate effects on our health. And aside from even the constant stress that comes with being, even if you're successful, a successful entrepreneur, a struggling entrepreneur, an entrepreneur that is entering depression, there are even ever-present risk of debts, because sometimes you find out that you sell off what you've bought, you go to buy another one, you're just screaming, just like me. In fact, there's somebody that got a product from me and hadn't finished paying. And when she was doing it, I said, please, can I return your money? I just said, no, don't even argue it. I'm ready to give you back your money now. Because what she is paying for so long, now, it's, if you know the amount, I'm like, it's even better for me that I hold my, let me just return the money. Before she now say, oh, you know, when customers begin to talk rubbish, I just say, refund is better. Okay, so there is even the risk of debt. Some people have to borrow to go and restock, and then when you borrow and restock and you're selling it, you're even wondering where the capital is. I'm not talking about profits here. Okay, so we've all seen it happen, and that's how the investment just goes weary. And you forecast, when you forecast that this will happen, if you buy this you will sell this, if you buy you will make so profit, everything will turn out not to be so. Or even the global recession that is putting a lot of pressure and a lot of difficulties into your business plans. You plan and you just find out, as if, you know, some people that are even guru in planning, they're asking themselves now that what is happening. Are they really, you know, good planners again? And when this happens, it can be very, very hard. Okay? And it's very, very hard for one not to be disturbed. It's very, very hard for one not to be depressed or anxious and things like that. Okay, and when one goes into depression, anxiety, you know, breakout and things like that, it has very terrible consequences, not just for your business but also for your health. You know, that's why in Aging with Grace we look at comprehensive health. When you're depressed, when you're anxious, when you're disturbed, overly disturbed, let me put it that way. Some people wouldn't want to agree that they are depressed. Some people wouldn't want to agree that they are anxious. Some people wouldn't want to agree that they have entered into, you know, nervous breakdown. But at least you agree that you're overly disturbed because of the circumstances and situation. In fact, studies have shown that those suffering from depression are more prone to everything from heart diseases to stroke, even common cold and catarrh. They easily catch it, because when you're disturbed, when you're anxious, when you're depressed, your immunity drops. So by going about your business in the right way, however, you can mitigate or even remove all these effects and actually achieve a healthier mindset, because it's a healthier mindset that can help you. I was talking with somebody today who is having issues with his business, and I was just saying, just calm down, you know, You know, I kept saying, I don't know what to say, because it's a situation that is only God that can intervene for him. So I kept saying, calm down, calm down. I'll call him again and I'll say, trust God, okay? Don't be anxious, just believe God, do your best, okay? And that brings me to when our first 3 children were in school. They were in one school called Auntie School in Ilorin, and when they come back from school, they used to sing their, so you know, these assembly songs that they sing when they are marching to the classes. And there's one that I love most, and it has stuck to my heart up till now. This, what I'm talking about now, should be like let me see, like nearly 40 years ago. Yeah, maybe like 30, yes, nearly 40 years ago, 30 something years back now. So they used to sing, boys and girls of Auntie School, boys and girls of Auntie School, do your best and leave the rest. So that's what I want to tell us today, for those of us in business who are overly anxious, who are depressed, who are, you know, overly disturbed and things like that. My sisters, my brothers, just put yourself as boys and girls of Auntie School, okay? Boys and girls of Auntie School, boys and girls of Auntie School, do your best and leave the rest, okay? So we're going to be looking at maybe like, let me see, we'll look at like 8 things that you need to do, okay? 8 things that you need to do to keep depression away. The first one is routines. If you're a business person, you need routines, because with the average business person juggling somewhere between 30 to 100 projects at a given time, it's easy to see how everything can become too much for you to cope with, especially for those of us who do not have helpers. Even if you have helpers, trying to supervise, give out duties, delegate, okay? You can have up to 30 to 100 things that is bothering you, or rather that you have to do, that you have to juggle and cope with. And that's why routine are so important in business. If you look at it every day and you split the things you need to do into routine. First of all, if you're somebody who is already having issues, try to write down your daily duties in your office, or your daily duties, you know, as in your business. You can even start with when you wake up. Start from your house, your home front. You write those ones down. Then when you step into the office, write those ones down. When you come back to the office, write those ones down, and try to set out a routine. Routine is very, very important. And aside from giving yourself work time, you know, a clear structure, they actually help, help you to resolve the stress decision making, you know, that you need to do, okay? So they, help you to absorb the stress decision making that you need to do sometimes. And you need to know what you're doing and when you're doing it to maximize good mental health. What are you supposed to do in the morning when you wake up? Is it your prayers, your exercise, you know, your morning routine, your affirmations that you need to do in the morning, have your bath, whatever. You need to write those things down, okay? Maybe you also think about something as simple as setting yourself a to-do list. You can decide to have a to-do list for every day. This will help you. And usually what I advise people, write down your to-do list the night before so you can think about it and also arrange them. This can help you. It will help prevent, you know, overly stressed business life or whatever your work is, okay? The second thing is that you need to keep your perspective. Keep your perspective. If you've had a terrible day, you messed up a client's meeting, or you've been behind schedule or some projects that you're doing, maybe monthly reports, maybe something you're writing, or you know, you have some calls to make and you're behind schedule, you've not made them, or you actually have a sales to close that you didn't, you know, you messed up. Fair enough. It's understandable. You feel bad, you feel awful. But remember one thing, to keep things in perspective. You need to keep things in perspective, unless your creditors are literally kicking at your door. Things could always be worse, okay? Always keep an eye on the bigger picture. It's very, very important for you to keep an eye on the bigger picture. If you're owing, debt is not debt is far bigger than the debt you're owing. Debt is bigger than debt. Okay, you should know that. Debt, D-E-A-T-H, is bigger than D-E-B-T, debt. So you need to know it. So everybody has to be alive so that things can be done. It could be worse. It could actually be worse. I was even, this month was so good. Let me put it that way, like Nigerians in my business. And I was just telling my husband, I said, you know what, I was looking at it, it could have been worse, but thank God. So the third thing you need to do is counting your chickens, okay? Never assume a deal will go through or you will make a sale until it is signed, sealed, and the money is in your account. This has helped me a lot. I'm telling you, not counting my chickens. I just wait until the money, in fact, for me, not only after the money has entered my account, after I have delivered and the person has accepted, and I send the person how to use the product. All right, so I was talking about not counting your chicken, okay? So if you start spending the money they sent to you and there's an issue, then that's where you run into trouble. When somebody pays me, I wait until the person confirms I've accepted, I've started using it, because it's always a good idea for you to have time in a day when you are free also to do other things, okay? So you not is ration this really accordingly. For example, choose a first thing, middle thing, and then a last thing to do. Now, another thing that can help you in, if we're talking about counting your chickens also, is apportion, like I've said, what to do so that you know how it can help you. I've talked about number one. I said the first thing is running routine. And then the second thing is keeping things in perspective. And the third thing, don't count your chicken before time. Allow things to settle before you do that. And then number four, you need to separate work from your personal life. It's very, very important to separate your work from your personal life. And the golden rule of business is never to take your work home, especially for those of you who go to the office. But for those of us who work from home, we also need to work on it. It's very, very difficult for us, especially for people like us that we are into, you know, people's thing that people keep calling you when they have time and things like that. I also try to separate. One of the things I do is to try to charge my phone from afar. But usually for me, one thing that has helped me is that my phone is always on silence. So if I'm holding it and it rings and I see it, I answer. If I don't see it, I call back. So this has helped me. So I know it's easier said than done, but it's very, very important to give yourself a cutoff point each evening and simply stop, even if you haven't done everything you need to do. It's very, very important. Keep your home as stress-free as possible. Okay, free environment, and that way you'll be able to recharge every evening. And if you work from home, then separate your work. I have an office. I'm in my office now. When I go to my house, and that's why I redid my room, but I refuse to put an office table there. I refuse to put any table for work. So if I work on the bed, I know I get tired. I have to keep my phone. If I want to work, I have to come to the office, okay? So it's very, very important. Remember, we're looking at 8 things that can help you prevent depression, anxiety, and overly being disturbed in your business. The fifth thing is don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Our own negative self-judgment is one of the primary causes of depression. I'm telling you, if you find yourself stuck in a negative mental state, make an effort to think about your past achievements. Think about what you are. Think about all that God has embedded into you and how you're feeling. Instead of you to pick out any recent stories, don't bother about that, okay? Try reminding yourself out loud. If you remind yourself out loud, speak to yourself, face a mirror and speak to yourself, okay? And you can talk about, like, starting with 3 positive things about your life. I am young, I am beautiful, I am hardworking, I'm clever, Even think about your good health. Think about the fact that you have the ability to go to work or even to do that business. Open to scriptures that encourage you. If you're a Christian like me, that's what I do. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. God has given me the power to make wealth. I know I say all that. The thoughts that God has for me is of good to give me an expected end. I face the mirror and I speak to myself. I speak to myself and I continue speaking to myself about that. The sixth thing you need to do is to accept responsibility. Don't look for whom to blame when you have problems. The first person to blame is yourself, because that's another huge cause of stress and depression, and it's a feeling that is out of control. So if you make a mistake, even if there were mitigating factors, learn to move on. Pointing fingers or raging at someone will only make you feel worse off in the long run. I had an issue, okay, with my Instagram, and one of my staff handled it in a way that I really don't understand. But I'm not blaming anybody. I blame myself. I blamed myself about it, and I looked at the worst case scenario and I moved on. So it's good for us to actually make sure that we accept responsibility. You are the man in charge. You are the one in charge of your business. Take responsibility of your life, okay? Then number 7, don't overstretch yourself. Don't overstretch yourself. It's good to take risk, oh, but if you can easily absorb any loss. For those of us who are already in debt, I'm going to be telling you some of the things that you can do, okay? If you're in debt and you're already suffering depression, there are specific steps you can take to get back on track, and we're going to be looking at that now, okay? So remember, I will just run through the 8 things that I talked about that you can do. I start from number 7. Don't overstretch yourself. Number 6, accept responsibility. Number 5, don't judge yourself. Number 4, separate work from your personal life. Number 3, stop counting the chickens until or the eggs until they have hatched very well and you see that everything is alive. So stop eating your money or already building what you will do with your money when you're not sure it's actually your money. And number 2, keep your perspective. Number 1, you need to have routine and to-do lists that you need. Hello, Habibai. Good evening. You're welcome to this evening's broadcast. Constance, you're welcome. Priscilla, you're welcome. Olori, you're welcome. Abuja is fine. Thank you for answering. All right, can tell us where you're calling in from so that I'll be able to also you know, say where you're calling it from, because I know Grace is actually my customer, so I know she's in Abuja and I can easily tell her. Some of my customers, I know you come live, but your WhatsApp name is not your Facebook name. That's why I'm not able to actually greet you in your name. So number 8 is when you are in debt, and that's what we're handling now. When you're in debt, number 1, you need to talk to somebody. For those of you abroad, they are very, very lucky. They have what they call debt charities, okay? So people who are on debt and you're feeling very miserable, you can turn to trusted debt charity advisors, and they will place you where you can share your problems, and they will be able to advise you on the different debt solutions that are available, okay? And these trusted debt advisors will not sell their solutions to you, but they will just review your case and your special circumstances and recommend payment options that are very suitable for you. But for those of us in Nigeria, you also need to talk to someone, because we don't have such things. But we have some financial experts. They might charge you money. You can find a friend who is doing the business, or a senior colleague who is doing the business. Talk to that person. You can talk to your pastor. You know, these are some of the free things that we can get for ourselves in Nigeria. So you need to talk to somebody. Like I told you, yesterday I was feeling very, very down about my business day before yesterday, because I had to borrow some money to do some things. I had to talk to my husband, and we brainstormed about it, and I felt better, okay? Then I also talked to one of my managers, downline managers. She's my junior, but brainstorming with her also helped me to gather some things that I can do, and also to make me feel. I wasn't depressed, but I was a little disturbed. The year is ending and I'm not meeting the target and the things I wanted to do, so I got a little disturbed. But you know, like I said, debt is not debt, so one has to be very, very careful. So talk to people who can help you. Then the second thing, if you're already depressed, that you need to do is to budget carefully. If you're already in so much debt and it's disturbing you, you need to budget very carefully, okay? When you are in a hole, you should stop digging that hole now, isn't it? You're already in debt. Some people, they are in debt, they are still collecting loans. It's not the best way to do things. In fact, I have a policy. If I've not finished paying number one loan, I'm not taking another one. It's usual for us in business to take loan. It shouldn't frighten anybody who is in business. But when you're taking a loan, you should plan very well. I know sometimes you plan and it fails, but plan very well. And when you've already entered inside that hole, please don't dig much hole again, okay? So if you feel you're at the rock bottom, you know, if you feel you are at the rock bottom early on in your startup business, then you should think about it. Or even at any moment in your business, don't resort to any quick fixes such as taking another loan. It will not help you. Okay, try to go back to the basics. You need to reevaluate and consider if you are really in the market for your product. Is there really market for your product that you're selling? That's one thing you need to ask yourself. Okay, running out of cash is one of the most common causes of business failure. So you need to budget carefully. Check your overhead. See if you can cut down your overhead. Okay, in fact, for me, when I started seeing that data was becoming an issue, I had to start putting off the Wi-Fi. Then I used the one on my phone, because I don't even know if some people around are using my Wi-Fi. So I had to start putting off the Wi-Fi until when I went back to the normal usage period that I know that my Wi-Fi should last, I started leaving it on again. Okay, at least for that period it helped me. There are so many things you will cut down on. Like for people who go shopping or you go to market, if you're doing trading and you know that going with your car, like I went to Victoria Island yesterday and the car chopped like 25,000 naira for when I came back I said, chai, 25,000 to go to VI and come back. And we just concluded, whoa, we have to be using Uber to go to some of these places. So okay, all right, so you have to find out how to cut down some things and budget very, very carefully. And then beware of payments you will need to make to suppliers and your consultants. Okay, always revisit your budget on a regular basis and keep expenses down as much as possible, as best as you can. You need to keep expenses down. I'm running a school too, so at the time I had to call the boss. I called the management team. I said, okay, how do we do this? And I thank God for the boss that God has given me. My secretary, she's so good at knowing how to cut down things also. So she really sees with me. We brainstorm and we look for how to make expenses as less as possible, giving the quality that we need to give. For example, let me tell you, we run generators and we have to run fans for the children throughout from the day. All right, so but sometimes when we come in the morning, everybody will just go and put on fan. Yet some people will be feeling cold. All right, so we don't say, look, let's start putting on the fan from around 10, 11. So that saves us like 2 hours of running the gen. Okay, so that one was how we also tried to cut down cost at that time. Then when we found out that petrol was becoming crazy, God just helped me. I was able to put on a solar panel for them in the school. So that solar panel is the savior. Imagine what would have been happening to us in school now. It would have been terrible. So these are some of the things you need to do. Have foresight of what is happening. Look for how to backward integration in your business and things like that. Okay, in fact, I was even thinking, it's just that I tried to do that and I found out that it wasn't cheaper for me. Looking for dispatch riders, that starting a dispatch riding business, I found out that that one is a full-time business that you need to concentrate on. So it's not something that will help me, but that was what I was looking forward to doing. So you also need to look at backward integration in what you're doing. Then the third thing is to create an action plan if you're already inside debt and it's getting you depressed. Okay, a plan for getting your business on or back on track can actually help you, and help your focus and also stimulate your mind to avoid more debts. Okay, so revisit your business plan and focus on achieving more realistic goals. There are some things that you need to do, and that's what I'm doing this December, revisiting my business plan, because things have to change next year. It wasn't a terrible year, but it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. It wasn't a very, I give glory to God. I really thank God for what he has helped me to achieve. It's not just all about money. It's also about the people that one touches, about the people that one has helped. Okay, is your business giving value? If your business is giving value, then you have to give more value in 2025. So I want us to sit down and look at this. Remember, I've told us 3 things if you are in debt. Number one, I say talk to someone that can help you. If you are abroad, talk to debt charities today, they will help you. Number two, if you are in debt, is to budget carefully. Look at your budget once again and do the things that are needful. Number three is to create an action plan that can help you. Okay, you need to create an action plan that can help you come out of that debt, come out of that depressive mood that you are in, and things like that. So like I said, I've already also done some videos in the past concerning debt and depression and how you can come out of it, so you can go and watch that. Like in that my last video, I remember now, I talked about if you're in debt, you need to look at your income and look at how you can schedule. Okay, those of us and then another thing that can help you, also look for interest-free loans. Like if you have a loan that is becoming very breaking your neck, you should run around and look for interest-free loan from friends and relations you can use to offset that one that has interest, and then you can start paying relations. If you're credit worthy, people will give you money. One thing I try to do is, if I take loan, I try to pay it when I said I will. I've always done that, and that's why I can just get a loan from people, from friends, from relation, from organizations and things like that. I can remember my bank at the time was even calling me, come and take, because they know that once I take loan, I pay it according to the time, because I plan it out and I make sure that things are paid the way they are. All right, so ask yourself, that's one thing you should do if you're into business. Whom am I selling to? Who is your ideal client? If you're having issues, you must know your ideal client. So if you know your ideal client, check out your ideal client, check out your product again. Are your products putting value or giving value to your ideal client? Are your ideal client interested in that your product? Because if the two will not match well, then there's a problem. So when you check that, the second thing you need to check is, my pricing strategy right? Is it right? Now I tell people, it's not about bringing down prices of your product. If your product has value, please give it the value that it has, but look for other strategies that can help you. Like I did a promo 2 days ago, and I told people, buy product worth 70,000 naira and get free fitness ball. I did that because I needed to push sales, and people bought because many people needed the fitness ball. The fitness ball is expensive, but I just looked at it, 25,000, 70,000. I need money to push product now. Let me live off my profit. Let me use it as a gift again for my customers. When they are enjoying it, they will have me in their minds. So it's like giveaway. If somebody is bouncing on that fitness ball that I gave the person, 25,000, the person will remember me, and then the person will say, oh, this woman, let me check out her page again, and they can now buy product that can give me the profit. So this one, I didn't make profit. I even lost, if you look at it in quotes, when it comes to naira and kobo, but I didn't lose when it comes to being in the mind of people, being on the face of people. I didn't lose. Okay, so these are some of the strategies you need to put. And then you also ask yourself, the third question you must ask yourself, am I reaching the right audience, and am I spending only where I need to? So if you know your right audience, your ideal clients, the people you're selling with, and your prices are okay, and your pricing strategy, your marketing strategies are okay, then ask yourself, am I reaching these people? How do I reach these people? Am I reaching them? So that's another place you need to work on, and you need to look into, to be able to devise strategies you will be able to reach your ideal clients. That's also one of the things I'm brainstorming on this December. How do I reach more of my ideal clients? Then again, the last thing you need to check is your expenses. Am I spending only where I need to spend? Are there some things I'm spending on that I don't need to spend on? Okay, so you also look into that and work it out. Okay, so I'll take our questions now, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, okay. Folake said, this is the most honest online counselor I've seen. Thank you for your openness and simplicity. Thank you, ma. Integrity is our key in aging with grace. We tell you how it is. We tell you no lies, okay? Because it's when you say the truth, you don't need to cover anything. That's my principle. Myself, and I keep saying the same story over and over, so there is nothing added. Thank you so much for that compliment. I appreciate my sister Folake. God bless you. Okay, is there any comment or any question on what we have looked at? So if you remember, today I've spent 30 minutes talking about proven strategies to overcome depression, to overcome anxiety, to overcome overly disturbance, and achieve success in your businesses. Okay, so I looked at 8 things after the introduction that can help you if you want to prevent these issues of overcome depression, overcome anxiety, and overly disturbance. I said routine. You need to have a routine. Every evening, make your to-do list. Pray about them in the night, pray about them in the morning, and do them that morning. And you need to keep your perspective, okay? And counting your chicken, allow it to hatch well, ready for eating. Don't go and spend the money before your customer will call. Hello, aging with grace. This product you gave me, so when the person has opened and started using, then you need to separate your work from your personal life. That's number 4. 5, don't judge yourself. Please be fair on yourself. We're all humans and we all make mistakes. Accept responsibility, number 6. And then don't overstretch yourself. And 8 is when you are in debt. And when you are in debt, I talked about 3 things you should do. I talked about you talking to people or debt charities if you are abroad, budgeting carefully, and of course creating an action plan you can work with. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm back to town, so I should be live with you on Saturday, maybe. On Saturday we will know. And then on Monday, I don't know, it's redemption camp, it's congress next week. Oh, it's true. But as much as possible, I'll try to come live as much as I can. If I can't do it in the evening, I do it in the afternoon. But if camp gets too tight, see you upper week after Saturday. Love you all. Bye. But we'll be reposting. So those of you on my page, things will always happen. I love you all. Thank you. If you're still interested in the fitness ball, just for those of you who are live here today, you can chat me. I had already closed that. You can chat me if you're still interested in the fitness ball. But remember, you buy a product worth 70,000. This is 2024 December. Before somebody will watch this video in 2026, God will keep us alive. And then we'll be asking me, hey, you promised a fitness ball. Today is December 2024. And today is, what's today's day? I think today is 5th. Yes, today is 5th December 2024. And that promo is for today. If you buy any product of choice, I'll give you the fitness ball that is worth 25,000. Just for those of you who were live with me. Love you all. Bye. See you.